Let's talk about it because this is a time of year that we're anxious and stressed out about a lot of things. But how do you combat that anxiety when it comes to traveling?
Well, the first thing you need to know is that being on a plane is actually one of the safest places in the world you could be. The filtration systems on airplanes are better than what you have in your offices, much better than what you have in your homes or in malls or shopping malls around the world. So being on a plane is actually pretty safe. Wear the mask. Bring a couple of masks. What I usually do is I wear an N95 and then I wear a regular mask over that, like a funny mask with some cartoons or whatever over it, to give myself sort of double protection. But the fact of the matter is that being on a plane is very, very safe. So the number one rule still applies: get to the airport early to avoid any possible problems, or give yourself time to deal with any of the problems you might have.
There we go. So we know there are new rules for international travel. They seem to change every other week, but you have to be tested within 24 hours of coming back to the U.S. So how do you suggest people plan ahead for that?
If you are planning on going overseas or anywhere for the holidays, and that includes Jamaica, that includes the Caribbean, anywhere like that, go right now, like this very second, to emed.com and order a 6-pack of home tests. Bring a laptop with you on vacation, and then 24 hours before your flight, you open the laptop, you open the test. A proctor, using your laptop camera, walks you through doing a self-exam, putting a little stick up your nose, and then putting it into a little vial and getting an answer within 15 minutes. And those tests are accepted by the U.S. government. I've been using them for over a year. Easiest thing in the world, and they're accepted at every port of entry in the United States. It's the best way. It also will save you a lot of money. I think a 6-pack is about $150 versus, on average, about $200 per test if you ask a doctor to come to your hotel room overseas.
Wow, well, that is good to know. Well,
they are running out of them, though. They are running out of them, though. So if you're going overseas, order them today.
Okay. That's good advice. I know you travel a lot by air, as we mentioned, but what have you seen in airports and on planes or observed? Are people following the rules for the most part?
Primarily they are. I mean, the stories that get all the press are the ones where they take off the mask or they're fighting. But in general, people just want to get where they're going, and they want to do it without a lot of grief. The best thing you can do to understand is that flight attendants, pilots, they've been working nonstop since pre-COVID, right? They haven't had a break, and it has been really tough for them. I won't get on a plane without bringing a giant bag of M&Ms. And I give it to the lead flight attendant. I say, hey, share this with your coworkers. It tends to make everyone happy. Just try to be a little nice and a little understanding, and know that, look, it's a stressful time. Whether you fly once or 100 times, there are people who this is their first flight ever, let alone, through COVID. So give a little extra sympathy and a little extra, attention to other people. Help them out if you can. Pick up someone's bag. Whatever you can do, be a little nice, and don't stand up the second the plane lands. It's not going to help you get off the plane fast.
I love the M&M advice. So that's a great.
Because
I've been doing that for years.
I love that, though. They're standing. You never brought me M&Ms, by the way. We're stressed out.
You have my heart, Jen.
But big kind. But I got to say that you don't realize all the energy. Everyone comes on the plane with all their problems and then sits down and kind of,
Well, that's the thing. That's what's so much fun, because I go up to the lead flight attendant and I go, excuse me, you're the lead? And they immediately stiffen up like, oh, what's he going to argue?
Right.
I'm like, well, these are for you. And then they go, oh my God, I'm chocolate, and they're just happy. You generated happiness for everyone on that plane.
Maybe also give it to the kids that are on the plane, right? I have a 2-year-old, Peter. Any tips for traveling with a 2-year-old?
Yes. Make sure that your iPhone or whatever, I know that we're all about don't give devices to kids. It's an airplane. Give the kid a device the entire time. Download 9 hours of Peppa Pig, have an extra battery, and let them go to town.
I feel like the other passengers will thank you.
Right?
That's how that works.
They most certainly will. They most certainly will.
Peter Shankman, always great to see you. We got to have you back. Thanks for joining us, and safe travels wherever you're going this holiday season.
I have not yet traveled with my 2-year-old, and I shudder just thinking
Well, you got some
advice
from the best, right?